Good morning, South. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance with members of South's select ensembles.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll hear more from them later in the show. Good morning once again, and welcome to the Falcon Report for this Friday, the 7th of October 2022, a day one. I'm Thaddeus Gagarin.
And I'm Theodore. 7th graders have got the chance to get to know each other at the 7th grade mixer yesterday. Jonathan Concepcion was there to tell it all.
That's right, I'm here at the electrifying 7th grade mixer. Students arrived dressed in a variety of colors, representing a rainbow of teams, excited and ready to compete. After the teams gathered in the stands, the real fun began. Jump rope, hula hoop, ping pong, scooters were just some of the competitive games played. Excitement only rose as the iconic crab soccer game broke out. The night crescendoed at the announcement of the winner.
I feel good. Got my team on. I'm excited! I just said it!
And with that, the class of 2028 was officially and completely mixed. For the Falcon Report, I'm John Concepcion.
Last week, the 10th grade chemistry classes conducted one of their very first lab experiments. The object of the lab was to examine different metals and record their specific information. Starting off the experiment, students filled graduated cylinders with water for measurement purposes. From an assortment of metals, students could choose whichever one they wanted to write about. After finding the volume of the sample with the graduated cylinder, students recorded it on their worksheets. They then used other tools including triple beam balances and scales to find the mass of the metal sample as well as the new volume after using different amounts of water in the cylinder. Calculations took them the rest of the way to finding the metal's properties.
Last Wednesday, South's ceramic elective class practiced their new sculpting skills while completing the pinch pot project. Students followed along to a demonstration of additive and subtractive sculpting methods and then got to work on making their own personalized versions.
And you're just gonna roll it out.
By using the score and slip technique to add distinctive designs, the pupils had a chance to express their creativity throughout the period. The resulting pots displayed an array of characters, ranging from expressive pickles to inventive fantasy creatures. The next step that the art class will embark on is the process of firing and glazing their special creations with the art department's very own kiln. Students and teacher alike are very excited to see how the pinch pots turn out.
There's definitely music in the air as South select ensembles, Jedwood's Chamber Orchestra, and Wind Ensemble have been in full swing.
Emily Knopfdorf met with some of their members. Tell us more about what music is in store.
Emily?
I'm joined now with members of South's select musical ensembles. So how's it feel to be getting back into the swing of things, and what are you looking forward to most this year?
Oh, well, it feels great to be getting back into the swing of things. You know, Jedwoods is really one of my passions that I love to do, and wind ensemble also.
It feels great. I mean, this is going to be my first normal year of wind ensemble, as the past 2 years of COVID have affected really every club here at South.
and I'm just excited to play for, the special events like award ceremonies and stuff like that, working with Miss Clampkin and playing some beautiful pieces.
And what plans does your ensemble have for the season? Well, we're definitely planning on doing more performances this year. I guess, for example, one would be the Tent on Kent event. And we're also planning on bringing back the junior high carols that we play at the night of the junior high concert. And what's it like being in two of South's small ensembles?
I love being in two ensembles. The diversity of being able to practice multiple different kinds of music, having to being able to play French horn and being able to sing, it's just a really amazing experience.
And what do you take of this opportunity to perform with a small group of select musicians? I think it's a great opportunity to for you to focus on your own individual skill level.
And we get to play some really interesting pieces that we don't get to play in orchestra class, so that's really fun and sounds really beautiful. So
I think it's really cool because the really dedicated kids are the ones who get to do these clubs and these performances, and it's sort of like an advanced band class, an advanced music class, an advanced chorus class, and it's really just we're able to show off our skills and form like small tight-knit bonds in a very special way, and it's very nice.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Back to you.
When the Falcon Report returns, we'll talk much more about Hispanic Heritage Month. But first, a bird's eye view of South in the morning. The Falcon Report will be right back.
The lonesome cowboy, all alone. An isolated creature, no need for amigos or compadres. He enjoys the simple, lonely pleasures of life, and finds himself occupied with totally a lot of things to do. But he's still alone. He's still alone. Did we get that part? A lonesome cowboy, that's all he is. He's lonely. A lonely...
Hey yo, narrator guy, quit it!
We got something for you.
I guess our lonesome cowboy ain't so lonesome after all. Everybody's welcome at Cultural Society's Latin Night.
Yeah, IDs.
The 15th of September marked the start of Hispanic Heritage Month, and as a result, South's various Spanish classes held activities in store to celebrate. Andy Huang has the details.
Beginning September 15th, Spanish classes around South rushed to include their students in projects celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. To kick off the celebration, projects led by Mrs. Evola's Spanish senior classes portrayed the well-known fairy tale of Cinderella as translated into Spanish, Cenicienta.
This year's Hispanic Heritage Month by reading the Cinderella story in Spanish, translating it in English, and showing...
The students were then broken up into groups and were each assigned a section of the story to read aloud to an audience of life skills classes, with animated pictures to illustrate the various scenes. Later, students individually completed a sheet on an assigned Hispanic influencer, answering questions on their childhood, how they grew their popularity, and their impact on society. The sheets were then decorated and hung outside on display around Mrs. Evola's classroom walls to showcase their hard work. Similarly, Mrs. Berry's junior class created colorful, yet informative posters describing the lives and influence of various famous Hispanic icons, ranging from artists to political leaders. Once completed, they presented their work to their class as they all gained new knowledge about these celebrities. Truly, a very enlightening way to celebrate the impact of these cultures. From the Falcon Report, I'm Andy Huang.
The early part of this week saw over 3 inches of rain from the remnants of Hurricane Ian.
Now to tell us if a better weather pattern is in the works for this long weekend, is Dash Ashler-Pierce in our Weather Center.
Dash?
The weather's sure shaping up this weekend to deliver some much needed sun and warmth. We finally had a beautiful day yesterday, and tomorrow will continue this refreshing change of pace with temperatures residing in the low 70s with partly cloudy skies. Saturday will be host to some even more sparkling sunshine, but temperatures will dip into the 60s. Sunday will be more of the same sunshine and crisp temperatures, yet a slight chance of rain. Monday will be another mostly sunny day and end of a beautiful 3-day weekend. My advice to South this weekend, take advantage of the beautiful weather rebound. Back to you in the studio.
The boys' volleyball team's kills have sure spiked of late.
Alina Trzynski has all the updates on this and far more.
Alina?
This week has been a challenge for South as the cross-country team ran their meet in the aftermath of a hurricane. The weather was not looking good with the rain turning the dirt trails to mud. Evan Bernard and sophomore Andy Huang started the meet with their race through the rough winds, placing above the median well in their events. Following them was the girls' race, who had sophomore Rachel Griffith, who dominated her race, placing first out of her group. Following closely behind her was senior captain Jade Hornick, who also overcame the weather. Following her were teammates juniors Camilla Vera and Jeanette Diamond, who also scored well for South. Moving on inside, the boys volleyball team had an impressive comeback in their game against Lawrence Monday. The Falcons dropped each of the first 2 sets in the best of 5 by scores of 19-25 and 14-25 leads for Lawrence. In the third set, the Falcons had their backs to the wall, but this is when they shone. Captain Jonathan Matthews hit his stride and contributed 10 of his team-high 38 kills in the third. The Falcons were still down 2-1, and the fourth was Brandon Ye's turn to shine as key service aces helped the Falcons with number 4 as well. Ye had 48 setter assists on the day, and his 9 were also a team high. The last set was an intense one for both sides as the teams went back and forth in this decisive set. Finally, a set play won the day for the Falcons, who prevailed 3-2 overall. And that's sports.
That's all for this edition of the Falcon Report. For Thea Oy, I'm Thaddeus Gagarin.
Have a great weekend, Seth.
Thea, stop flicking your hair so much. You should stop.